prepping and labeling now that Amazon doesn't do it. I've never had Amazon do it, and I've been selling on Amazon for 7 years, Patrick. You don't need to do that. I do private label, so I have manufacturers. I'm not getting from wholesalers or whatever. So my manufacturer has always done it. And in most cases, 99.999% of the time, they do it for free. Why would anybody have ever paid Amazon to prep and label their products? When they, what did it end up getting up to? Like 60 cents per label, which is pretty wild. What up, Brian? What is Amazon FBA? Sorry to ask, I'm new to this. No need to be sorry, but Amazon FBA stands for, oh, you know what? I think Patrick didn't ask that question. That was someone else. I mixed up the name. This is Patrick. That was Greencastle. But FBA is fulfilled by Amazon. It's where I sell my products on Amazon, and Amazon essentially handles all the logistics. They pick, pack, ship the product to the customer. They store all my inventory. Greencastle, thank you for the follow. Ray, thank you for the follow. Appreciate both of you and everybody in the live asking questions, vibing, just listening. Do you find distributors and get a list, or find a product that looks good and then go source? Find a product, then go source. What criteria meet your specific standards? I have a video that I recently posted about this, so I would go watch that. I have videos on my YT channel. I'll go over it on this live as well, but just so that, because I'm going to run through it quickly on the live. If you go watch the content, you'll be able to save the video and, you know, take notes and all that. But a product that has the potential to do 10K a month, a product where the average reviews in the market are under or around 500, advertising cost per clicks no more than $1.50. I want a product where the average price is at least $30, 20% of low reviewed sellers making 10K plus a month. I want a product where I can stand out and differentiate or add value into the market with. I want a product that's not seasonal, not trending, not electronic, not fragile, no clothing, no shoes. And it has to be able to hit at least a 30% profit margin after FBA fees, cost of goods, and shipping, but you will not be able to know that until you actually start contacting manufacturers. I just launched my first product today. I bought 60 units. So for the first 3 days, I'm going to do no ads. Is that a good idea? That's not how it works. Number one. Number two, 60 units is not going to be enough for you to get enough data on the product. That is almost certain. You need, before you even, it's not about, oh, I'm going to turn on ads for 3 days because I don't have stock. You can wait 7 seconds to turn on ads, or you can wait 7 weeks to turn on ads. If you don't stick to the fundamentals on what makes a successful launch successful, it doesn't matter. And how long you wait to turn on ads has nothing to do with the success of your launch. You need to get reviews. That's why 60 units is not enough, because you should be pushing 10 to 20 reviews and then start running ads. Well, 10 reviews minimum, but then push for 20 reviews. If you push for 20 reviews, you only have 40 units left. Now, what if you have to make optimizations to your conversion rate? What if you have to improve your click-through rate? You're not going to have the data whether this is a good product. By the time you even get close to figuring it out, my guess is you'll run out of inventory, and then you'll be sitting asking the question, should I reorder this? Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's successful or not because of my first run. You know what I mean? So it's a bit of a weird situation. I like Helium-10 for product research, Data Dive for everything else. Family, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Why don't you do no shoes, no clothes? Highest return rates and literally one of the worst categories to go into. I used to own a 6-figure clothing business. I got out of it because clothing is just so terrible. The profit that I made from it, again, profitable 6-figure clothing business, women's clothing, fitness clothing, got out of it. One of my buddies owned a 6-figure women's clothing brand and then a 7-figure streetwear brand. He sold the streetwear brand and he ended up pivoting with the athletic brand, the women's athletic brand, because clothing is literally just the worst industry to get into, let alone on Amazon. Literally the 2 highest return rate categories on Amazon, clothing and shoes. you recommend launching your first product with variations? Yes, potentially, yes. Do you go out and look for every item, or can you order and you get it shipped? I don't go out. I don't touch the products. I do private label, you guys. So I'm not going and looking for hot deals on Nike shoes. I'm not looking for hot deals on Adidas. I'm creating my own brands, right? So think of it like this. You have Nike. They are the owner of the brand. Then you have resellers and you have stores and you have their presence online, all that good stuff. At the top of the funnel, I am Nike. Not literally, obviously, not comparing myself to Nike. They're way bigger. But I am the brand. My brand is the brand. So I'm not reselling somebody else's product. It's my product. What is a sign of good product in terms of units selling a day? It's not units a day. It's, are you making sales? Are you increasing your conversion? Are you increasing your organic rank? Are you decreasing your total advertising cost of sale? And are you seeing improvements on all of your metrics? Sheep talk. Is this sheep? No, that's not sheep. Is this an imposter sheep? What's up, Sheep Talk? How do I determine the right PPC bid? I've started to see sales, but cost is not sustainable. This is I can give a more in-depth answer, which I will. Should I just pull up a document here? Okay. With bid optimization, there's a rule. Now, the rule is theoretical. This is going to be an in-depth answer for everybody. Also, it just scrolled me down to the bottom. There's literally no reason to spam. Doesn't make me see or answer anybody's question faster. Thank you. So let's remember, this rule is theoretical. If you have, trying to do the mental math in my head before I say it out loud. If you have a $10 product with a 10% conversion and $1 cost per click, okay? And you get 10 clicks. So that would equal 1 sale. So sorry, I had to do the mental math in my head. It was a little slow there. So $10 a day in spend, or sorry, not $10 a day, $10 in spend, $10 in sales. That would give you 100% ACOS. So even if you multiplied that by 10, so you spend $100, you get 10 sales. So you're getting sales, but the ACOS is not sustainable. You're at 100%. That's a no-go. The biggest lever to pull here is conversion, because if you double your conversion rate for the same amount of spend, you double your sales. But if you're just looking at bid optimizations, theoretically, remember, this is theoretical and this is advanced for everyone. So hopefully everyone sticks for the ride. And sorry if it's loud, my puppy's playing with his little thingy. But if I decrease my bids by 50%, so from $1 to 50 cents, and theoretically that doesn't change my placement, that doesn't change my conversion, because maybe I convert better at top of search, or maybe I convert better at rest of search. And then assuming that it doesn't change the amount of clicks that I get. So maybe I get less aggressive on my clicks and maybe you're on my bids, and then maybe I get less clicks. So assuming the data stays the same, if I take that dollar bid and I decrease it to say 50 cents, I go from 100% ACOS to 50% ACOS. Remember, this is this is the problem with putting rules on Amazon ads. That is assuming that all of those metrics stay the same. And doing such a big decrease in bids, you may affect the data. That's why the best lever to pull is increasing your conversion rate. What's your best selling product? Health and household and home decor product. Please, can I work? Yeah, I think everybody is free to work. What are products you like to use every day? My laptop, Monica Lewinsky's jewelry. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm a basic guy. What do I use every day? My phone. Happy, thank you for the follow. Oh man, my puppy's getting into something. Hold on. What are you doing? Come. Don't people return a lot of home decor? We have a less than a 2% return rate on our home decor products. I made a removal for a product not selling good. After removal, sales dropped. Which product was selling good? What will do for sustained good sales? I don't know what you're saying, Rahid. I removed a product for not selling good. After removal, the sales dropped. Product was selling good. What will do for sustained good sales? Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. Sorry. How many products are you currently selling? 50 plus, including variations, Grego. No, you don't need to climb up there. Is it okay to enroll product in Vine without inventory at Amazon? Yes. What are your thoughts on OA? It's not for me. It doesn't fit the goals that I have for business or the lifestyle that I want to live or any of that. When selling supplements under our own brand, do we have to send the product to labs for testing? Yes. Now there's opportunity for puppy-centered products. That's actually a mistake a lot of people make, Brian. They think, oh, I have a dog, I want to sell dog products. I have a cat, I want to sell cat products. I don't care what I sell. There's people who are like, I need to be passionate about the products that I sell. I heard somebody say this, and I really liked it. Say it like this. I'm not passionate. I don't need to be passionate about the products that I sell. I'm passionate about making money and providing for my family. If that means, as long as it's ethical, if that means that I have to sell, actually, in fact, fun fact, the highest revenue account. Oops, spilled my coffee. Puppy can't lick that. The highest revenue account product or brand that I have and operate on Amazon is a woman's product that I couldn't use even if I wanted to. I could care less about being passionate. I could care less about using the product. Does it make me money? And is it ethical? If it checks the box on those two fronts, then we're good to go, baby. Is there allow AI that will find good products to sell? I would not rely on AI to find you a product. Please, y'all. Like, at the end of the day, everybody's going to be free to do as they please. Nobody has to listen to some dude on the internet. You will lose money if you do that. Let me just put it that way. At what dollar amount per month, based on proper time to see results, would you need to pull a product? It's not at a dollar amount per month. It's if everything that I do, the product still cannot turn profitable or I can start seeing growth. Sometimes I've had to optimize a product listing 5 times and then it finally started doing good. How many people are going to optimize it 5 times and to be able to see those results? How many brands do you have for the 50 products? 5. Technically, that's more evenly distributed amongst 4 because the 5th account only has 2 products. That's what's up. Oh, what's wrong? If you had to do it all over again, what would you do different to find a product? Nothing. I know that this is a very famous question. What would you do differently? I really wouldn't, guys. Like, I'm very blessed. I had a very amazing journey. I wouldn't change the mistakes that I made. I wouldn't change the failures that I had. I didn't think God didn't make any catastrophic or detrimental mistakes along my journey. And the mistakes and money that I lost helped me make a lot more money and become the entrepreneur that I am today. Like, so many people are so scared of losing money. Guys, I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. And a little news flash, oh, but you have money. I don't like to lose money. I don't like to lose money. I'm a very simple guy. I wouldn't say frugal, but very simple. So I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in the pursuit of new products, of new businesses, of new ventures, new investments, and I wouldn't change anything. So many people fear losing money. So many people are like, okay, if I start this, what can I do to make zero mistakes? What can I do to have a guarantee that I will make money? What can I do to become a millionaire by next year? It's like, man, expect to lose. Like, so many people fear losing. Just expect it. Expect it. It's success tax. You will lose an X amount of times before you ever become successful in anything. I don't care if it's Amazon. I don't care if it's anything. I was gonna make a list, but how far would you push ethics? Like, of course, I'm not saying scam people, but like, where do you draw the line? This is actually a really good question. Obviously, like, nothing that would bring harm or distress or anything like that to anybody. Nothing that has like bad intentions. I think nothing that you wouldn't be willing to tell like your parents about, or like your priest or pastor or whatever, if you're religious, right? Like, something that it's an open book. Like, I'll tell everybody this and I'll have no shame, right? And I'll actually tell a story about something that drew the line at ethics, and I decided not to do it. Now, where do you draw the line? I'll give you an example. My first product that I launched on Amazon was, to say the least, gray area. It wasn't necessarily encouraged to be launched on Amazon, but it wasn't necessarily like, it wasn't like illegal to sell it or anything like that. So pushed me to the limits there. But I don't think that was a bad thing. Blessing to lose 100K for sure, especially with lessons. Yeah, no doubt about it. You do wholesale? No. Private label. How do you know if a product is patented or Amazon will block you to sell it? You can do a patent search on the USPTO. If you expect the worst, you won't be disappointed if it does come true. That's what I'm saying. Do you have to check if the product is patented? Yeah, you should always do a patent search, because last thing you want to do is order thousands of dollars worth of inventory and then just to be told like, hey, you can't legally sell this product. Show me 4M in cash and I'll believe you. Yes. Show me 5 millionaires, not like 100 millionaires, not billionaires. Show me 5 millionaires who keep 4 M's in cash, and I'll give you $1,000. I know it's business. There's a lot more L than W, but when the W starts getting it, then you get money. 100%. It's success tax. I believe it's Dean Graziosi, whatever, who talks about this. You're going to lose, you're going to lose, you're going to lose, you're going to lose, you're going to lose until you finally win. And that losing, I wouldn't even put that in air quotes. I wouldn't even call it losing. That's your tax. Kind of like when you earn income, right? So you earn, if you're like a W-2 employee, you earn revenue. Actually, no, sorry. let's backtrack. If you're a 1099 employee, like a freelancer, or you own a business or whatever, you earn revenue, and then you're going to pay tax on that revenue, do your P&L, everything. So you're paying tax. You have to pay a certain amount for the profit to be yours. So in the scenario of success, you have to pay into these losses, into these struggles, into these obstacles before the wins can truly be yours. Do your little P&L. Okay, I had this loss, I had to go through this, I had to go through this obstacle. Okay, what's mine on the other end of it? I haven't talked about it too much. Actually, I haven't talked about it at all. Maybe I have once. Last year, 2025 was arguably the worst year. No, not arguably. 2025 was like the worst year of my life. Right? Biggest challenges, biggest losses, biggest personal adversity, like struggle. I'm not crying. I'm not complaining. I don't want anyone to feel bad for me. And I'm not even trying to create a hero story. But I lost so much money. Like I also made so much money. Thank God. It was the year, like every year is the year I make more money. The last 7 years I've been in business. But last year was also the year that I lost the most money I ever had in business. Like I'm talking more than somebody makes, depending on your income, more than somebody makes in 5 to 10 years, right? In one go, lost it all. Bah, gone, vanished. It sucked. It really sucked. I even gave myself a day to sulk about it. But then it's like, okay, what can I do now? Like I can sit and cry and complain and boo-hoo, woe is me. This, everybody in the world feel bad for me, playing my tiny violin. But you had to look at the upside. Like number one, I'm blessed. I'm blessed that I'm young and I have the ability and the resources and the means to be able to go make that money back. And after, I'm not going to talk about how I lost the money, but I lost a lot of money. Let's just leave it at that. It was in an investment. Now, I did give myself a day to sulk about it because it sucked. But 20 minutes after it happened, I'm on the phone. No, not Amazon related. But 20 minutes after it happens, I'm on the phone and I'm scheming. I'm like, okay, what are some plays that I can make to get this done? And I was talking to somebody about it after, and there was an opportunity that was presented to me that I was hesitant about. It was a great opportunity, but there was some things where I was like, you know what? I'm going to sit on this for a little bit. And when all of this happened, I'm like, okay, well, this opportunity is a great play for money. It's an opportunity that I wanted to do, but I was a little hesitant. And so I was like, you know what, we're going to move forward with this. And I was talking to somebody about it, call it like a mentor of mine. And they were like, I actually had something like that happen in my business where like some things went sideways, some big losses happened, and it made me pivot my business in a direction that I otherwise maybe wouldn't have gone in. And they were like, it turned out to be one of the best things. So it was like this huge loss that turned into a huge win. Same thing. My best friend's dad, the one who owns the painting company, he went through I won't keep rambling about more and more stories because I can name a bunch. Sometimes when you're in the storm, sometimes when you're losing, a lot of wins come out from that. So don't fear losing. If anything, chase it, because if you chase the failure, then you chase the solution. If you're that type of person, don't just chase the failure and fail with no, with no lessons or no growth on the other end of it. But if you fail and you grow, and you fail and you grow, and you fail and you grow, that's essentially how muscle is built. You break down the muscle, it grows. You break down the muscle, it grows. So, yeah. I'm launching 10 products, very nervous. Have you already put that in motion? I would not launch 10 products at once for private label. How do you find good products? I just recently posted a video about this, both on TikTok, and I have multiple YT videos about it. Same as my TikTok at Luke Basha. I also have tabs on my TikTok profile. One for mentorship student wins, one with a free course on Amazon, which I have product research covered in there, one with like 60 videos on product research, and then one with like 100 videos on Amazon ads. So if y'all are not tapped in, following the page, keeping up with the content, there is literally thousands of gems on that. Cal, thank you for the follow. I just accepted Amazon seller, but I don't know what to do next. Just confused. Definitely go check out that free course that I have on my TikTok. It's pinned. It's not pinned on my videos. It's pinned on the tabs on my profile. Yes, amen to that, MJ. King, thank you for the follow. Do you think 25% margin is acceptable if the market has a lot of demand and very low and bad offer? I think that it's such a small margin difference that try to push for 30%. Can I have a meeting with you one-on-one for Amazon? I only do one-on-one calls with my mentorship students. Otherwise, I would spend all day, every day for everybody who wanted a call if I was hopping on one. Do you answer that? XA, thank you for the follow. Luke, I'd have to stop the detail business for a bit at least. I've saved up. Wait, why do you have to stop the detail business? Bro, can you buy me boxing gloves? Bro, aren't boxing gloves like 30 bucks? The weather is going to range from -3 to 20 degrees. Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be rough to wash a car. I don't even think you can. Can you? Oh, man. Shout out to everybody who lives not in California. We get some crazy winters down here in SoCal. It's about 70 degrees outside. Sunny. All right. Yo, is that my guy Dave? Dave, message me back, bruv. What's good? Can you tell me more about your mentorship? Yeah, what you want to know? The Harvard of Amazon private label education, you know the vibes. Have direct access to me. That itself is worth the price of the program. Product selection, where I'll select your product for you. Weekly group coaching calls. The A through Z curriculum, everything that I would do, mistakes that I've made, my strategies, all of that. The most in-depth Amazon ad guide on the face of this planet. Along with plethora of other things, our listing creation service, shipping service, where the same team who creates my Amazon listings will create yours. A to Z, my friend, A to Z. There is not anything about private label that you will not understand being in the AMZ Masterclass. You have access to a one-on-one call with me. You have access, like I said, to our freight forwarder, which on average saves students like 50% on shipping. Will you pick our first product for us too if we sign up? LOL JK. No, not JK, Katie. Yes, we have a product selection option. So I have a video. If you go in the mentorship tab on my mentorship student win tab on my profile, you'll be able to see an example of this report. But based on the criteria that I use and teach, I will have I will give you a report on a product to launch, a product market. So give you market analysis, competitor analysis, potential manufacturers, keyword analysis. So yeah, we actually do have that option for students. What's your best tip for new Amazon sellers? Stick to the fundamentals. I know it sounds like a very basic step. Oh, of course you stick to the fundamentals. It's the biggest reason why I see people fail. Please send, I need $350, bro. Brother, real talk. Give a man a fish, he'll eat for the day. Teach a man how to fish, he'll eat for his whole life. You got to go to some garage sales. You got to go to some auction houses. You got to go to like storages that are being auctioned off. You got to go to swap meets. Take $5 $5. Don't have $5? Ask someone to borrow it. Not me. In fact, actually, I'll let you borrow $5. Take that 5 and you go buy something for 5. And then you go flip it for 10. And then you take that 10 and you go buy something. Maybe you go buy 2 things for 5, or maybe you go buy 1 thing for 10. And then you flip that for 10, 10 or 20. And then you start building and building and building and building and building. The problem is when I say something like that, nobody wants to do it. They're like, wait, bro, but me asking somebody for $350 is way easier than me taking $5 and trying to double it until I have that amount. Yes, that's why a lot of people are broke. I say that respectfully because people don't want to put in the work. Again, I'm not trying to be mean. I understand people have scenarios, maybe medical things. I'm not here to judge. But like if you need $300 and you're sitting here, I don't know where you are in the world. I'm going to assume the US. If you're sitting here on TikTok, somebody's TikTok live at 6:53 if you're on the East Coast, or 3:53 if you're on Pacific Standard Time, what are you doing? Why are you even sitting on your phone? You know what I'm saying? Bro, if I needed $300, I would sell my phone. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. There's a great story in, I believe it's either the 10X Rule or Be Obsessed or Be Average, both by Grant Cardone. And he gets on a call and this guy's like, Grant, man, I need $10,000 by next week, or I'm going to have to close my business down. I need your help. What am I going to do? And it just so happens to be on a Sunday when he calls him. So he's like, oh, man, are you watching the game right now? He's like, yeah, it's a great game. He's like, man, what are you doing watching the game if your business needs $10,000 to stay open? And he's like, in fact, man, you don't need $10,000 because you need $10,000 to stay open today. You really need $20,000 because you're going to need $10,000 today and you're going to need $10,000 next month. And then he's like, but Grant, it's Sunday, man. Even the Lord took a rest on Sunday. He's like, yeah, but the Lord was working the other 6 days, bro. He created the world the other 6 days and he rested on the 7th. You ain't done nothing on the other 6 days. That is the definition of society nowadays. Oh, man, I don't have what I want in life. Are you watching the game? Yeah. You watched the UFC fights this weekend? Yeah, of course I did. You go hang out with the boys this weekend? Of course I did. That's why you're in the position that you are. In fact, bro, hop out. Like I'm being genuine right now. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm not trying to be a D-bag. But in fact, like if you're legit about it, you would hop off this live right now. If you got a bike, you'd ride your bike. If you had a bus stop, you would go take the bus. You know what I mean? There's literally not an excuse. If you had to walk 5 miles in the cold, then you would do it. I would get off of the live right now. I would walk out of my door and I would start going applying for jobs. I don't care if it's McDonald's, Jack in the Box. If you don't have $300 right now, nothing is beneath you. And that's okay. That's okay. You have to start from the ground up. That's my rant. So yeah. Did Jimmy have any failed products? I believe so, yeah. I wanted to launch at 25% margin. Then after having a lot of sales reviews, pushing the price for 30%. I mean, if the 30% price is still competitive, then I don't think that's a bad plan. Romeo being a good boy for today's live. I don't even know. I didn't think he would be chilling like this. Bro is KO'd right now. Literally just sleeping right here. Oh, hi, buddy. You're a good boy. When you sign up for I don't know what that is, James. What does your storefront sell? All types of products. This one, health and household. We have one with home and kitchen, another with, home decor, home and kitchen. Getting ready to launch my second product. Feel much more confident. I love that. Wishing you Godspeed on that product. You're right, bro. By next week, I'm making $300. I'll send you evidence. I'm waiting, brother. I'm waiting. You got it. Lock in. Lock in for sure. How do you get reviews, and do they really matter? They're the thing that matter like the most. Have you ever bought a product on Amazon with 0 reviews or a terrible star rating? And when I say terrible, I mean like sub 3.0 star rating. Reviews are social proof. Social proof matters. If I was here claiming to know everything about Amazon, but I had never made a single dollar on Amazon, is that much social proof? You get reviews through the Amazon Vine program. That is the #1 way to get them. User 37, thank you for the follow. Jimmy, thank you for sharing the live. My friend launched a private label product on Amazon, sent me money to buy it and leave me a review after 3 days. Listen, technically that's against Amazon's terms of service. I would never do that, but allegedly people do use friends and families. Bro, follow me back so I can send you evidence. I don't follow people back, brother, but you can send me a message request and I'll accept it, and you'll be able to, oops, sorry, the puppy. And you'll be able to send me a DM. He said wink. Yes, wink. I would never do that, James. Are some products CPC more volatile than others? If so, do you advise to stay away from them? Yes and no, but like you wouldn't really know if they were volatile or not. To be fair, like certain ones, supplements, topicals, consumables, those are going to be a lot more volatile, a lot more expensive, hence why I would stay away from them as a new seller anyways. Outside of that, it's hard to predict. I had a student who had a product where his CPC spiked during Q4, like spiked. I don't even think I've seen a spike like that. But that was just like what it appeared on Amazon. He was still getting bids, and then they significantly dropped right after. And it's a product that you wouldn't think would have something like that. So how do you avoid it? Hi, do you use RMC bidding? What are your strategy on tight margin products? No, I do not use that, Mayor. And the biggest thing is conversion. Mayor, honestly, bro, go watch some of my YT videos, man. I have so many videos on how to like optimize your conversion, how to find gaps in the market, what a good launch strategy or ad strategy is. So if you haven't seen that, I'm sure there are tiers to your mentorship, but do you have a price range? Like 3 to 5K, Grego? Do you sell a course on this? It's a mentorship, not a course, but yes, I do. So how do you get reviews? Amazon Vine program. You submit your product into the Amazon Vine program, Kareem. #1 way to get reviews. And then allegedly, the reason this is not the #1 is because it's alleged, but I know people who utilize friends and family. You just have to make sure if allegedly you were going to do that, you would do it the right way, because again, it is against Amazon's terms of service. Do you have a sales rep for your mentorship? We don't do that, bro. We run a very different process. If you're a closer or a what do you call it, a setter, we don't do that. If any of you, and this is a good opportunity to talk about this, if any of you ever hopped on a call with my team, you would actually be speaking not to some salesperson who's going to give you some pitch. It's actually another Amazon seller, somebody who sells on Amazon actively, somebody who is currently in the mentorship, learned how to sell on Amazon from the AMZ Masterclass, isn't going to spew you a bunch of BS. Like, because you have closers, right, in this industry, the info space, where they'll tell you anything. Yeah, bro, we'll make you $10,000 in profit in your first, 3 months, and if we don't, blah 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 blah. Like they'll tell you anything because a closer wants to close. In most cases, in the info space, it's tiers. So you have the person who has the course or the mentorship or whatever it is, and then they'll usually hire a third-party sales team, either individuals. Like some of you who have been in the lives a lot have seen people say, "Hey, bro, do you need a setter? Hey, bro, do you need a closer?" So it'll either be an individual or it'll be an agency. And the problem is the agency or the individual don't align with the person who's selling the offer. I don't mean to name drop, but like I'm sure people here saw the whole like Sam Millsap situation. That's kind of like what was going on there. And so they'll say anything, they'll shill you because they want to earn their commission. Now, how we have it structured is you guys will talk to my boy Adam. He's, again, a student in the program. He sells on Amazon, and he takes our onboarding calls. Adam sells on Amazon. Adam makes money. This is kind of like a side thing to kind of help out, and him and I are cool. So Adam's not trying to be pushy. If you want to join and you qualify, then he's going to be there to give you the information that you need. If you don't want to, he'll give you another opportunity. Hey, like, are there any concerns? No. Okay, cool. And that's how we run it. Very, very low pressure, very, very laid back. Yo, what happened to Jimmy? He had some medical stuff happen, but last he texted me, he was good. What do you think about buying a store? No, don't do that. Beginners should not buy an existing Amazon store. I heard somebody talk about this. No. Like another creator on this app, he's like, you should buy a store, an existing store. No, you shouldn't. That's terrible advice to give to a beginner. But to each their own. But on that note, everybody, this has been a great live. Y'all make sure to go show some love to my last few videos. Turn on live notifications. Make sure you're following the page. We do daily and weekly lives here. And for those who did want a more in-depth guide and to have me as their mentor along their entire journey, be sure to check out the AMZ Masterclass in the TikTok bio. We're making a big announcement next month. Price is going to be going up. Once the price goes up, that's it. You'll never be able to get the old price again. So if you want to be grandfathered in, now is the time to book your call. Also, students, once the reason the price is going up, by the way, is because this announcement is going to add literally like 10 times more value to the students. And I'll give you guys a sneak peek into this announcement. One of the new coaches is actually going to be Coach Romeo over here. He's going to teach you guys how to, I'm just kidding. But for real, big announcement. Students are going to get a lot more value. I'm excited for that. Y'all make sure to go check all those things out. Check out the free videos. Check out the mentorship. Follow the page. God bless you. All of you take Afterpay. No, we don't, but we do have a split payment option. But God bless you all. I will see y'all soon. Take care.